In today's video, I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. Yep, it's a hair tutorial. Stay tuned. Hi and welcome back to my channel, EarlyBird TV. If you're new here, make sure you click that button below to subscribe to my channel and also click the notification bell. So today I'm transforming my little afro in all of her growing glory. Alright, so you don't need a lot for this style, but you will need a couple of things, and I'll leave a list in the description box of all the stuff you'll need. We'll start with some rubber bands, and I'm also using some kinky twist braid Marley style hair. I'll be using that for my bun. You'll also need a latch hook. You know, I don't know why we call this a crochet needle, because that's not what you use to crochet, but okay, yeah. Anyway, first thing you want to do is make a little teeny tiny puff, mushroom, ponytail, rat tail, whatever you want to call it. You want to put some hair inside the rubber band, and you want to have that little puff in the place where you want to center your bun or your ponytail. So that's what you see me doing here. Got a couple of rubber bands. I've separated the hair just with my fingers. No need to be super neat about it. And you just want to make that little teeny tiny puff, and that is what you're going to use to anchor the braiding hair for your bun. And bam, there we go. Nice little mushroom in the very tippy top of my head. Now you'll take your latch hook or crochet hook. I don't know why y'all call this a crochet hook. It's not used for crochet. Crochet and latch hook are two different things. But anyway, you want to take your tool, put it underneath your rubber band, and take a little bit of the Marley hair, or if you have any other type of braiding hair, just take a little bit of that hair, and you want to crochet it. Oh, I hate saying that. You want to crochet it underneath your little mushroom at the top of your head. Alright, so now you see I have two separate pieces, and now I'm going to just braid this braiding hair down and make sure that my actual hair is included in that braid. So that's what you see me doing here. So we're braiding, and you don't necessarily have to braid it all the way down to the very end. I braided mine pretty far down just because I'm weird like that, and that's cool. Weird is cool. Weird is in now. And then once you get it braided down, you want to wrap it around and make a mini bun on top of your tiny mushroom. And I just secured that with another rubber band. So here I've zoomed in a little bit so that you can see I just secured that little teeny tiny bun with the rubber band. And you're done. Not really. Alright, now that you've got that up, now it's time to slick it back. Yep, time for the slick back. For this, I'm going to use some Edge Boost styling gel. I'm also going to use some good old brown Ampro. I use the Ampro mainly just for color, to help color match and also cover up any whiteness from the edge booster. And then I also use Got to Be Glued, as well as some strips. I forgot what these things are called, but yeah, these are strips, and I use them to tie it down. So I just start again. My hair is dry. I didn't add any water or anything, and I like this gel because it comes with a little scoop, the little spoon thing. So if you have nails, you don't actually have to get a bunch of product underneath your nails, which is super awesome in my book. You just take the little scoop, dip it in, smack it on your hair. But I don't have nails on, so I'm just digging in. just take the gel, slap it up there, take more gel, slap it up there. Get your kitchen real good, get them sides, the back, all around. And once I get a fair amount of product on my hair, I go back in with a comb and I just comb the product through to smooth my hair. And you'll see in a moment, it makes a huge difference just combing it through. Now, a little chit chat. This style is perfect if you are trying to let your hair grow and you're looking for a protective style, but you don't want to do braids or wigs or weaves. I personally just love a good bun. Like, a good bun is always a win in my book, because I like the way it looks. It's easy to sleep with. They're fairly easy to maintain. They're easy to redo, and they actually are pretty protective. You don't have tension on your edges or anywhere else. You don't have extra weight tugging at your hair follicles. So for me, a bun is always a win. Now that I've put the edge boost on, I go back with the Ampro. Like I said, I use the Ampro not necessarily for the hold, but just for the color to help match my hair to the braiding hair a little better. And also, if there's any white residue from the edge boost gel, then this Ampro will cover that right on up. And you see how just combing it through, it really helps slick that little hair down, or up, however you want to phrase that. Do a little dance and just admire that little ant mound on top of your head. Now I hit it with a little Gots to Be Glued, and this is funny to me. I'm probably about to show my age, but I'm in an age group where we use Pump It Up all the time, but now Pump It Up has been replaced, I guess, by Gots to Be Glued. But anyway, next I take my strips and I wrap one all the way around. I put a little tension on the strips so that they'll be nice and snug, not so tight that I get a headache or that they tear, but snug enough to hold everything in place. And this first one will hold the very back of my neck and the front, or my edges. Well, the front rather, not really my edges. And then this next strip, I'm going to put it across the egg on the back of my head. I don't know what that's called, but I call it the egg on the back of my head. And I tie it in the front. And these strips are just there to hold the hair in place while it dries. Alright, now that I'm all cute with some neck strips on my head all around, it's time to dry. And I let it dry. And honestly, I don't sit under this thing the whole time. I let it dry under the dryer for a little bit, and then I let it air dry the rest of the way. You can see this is the next day. And this is what we're working with. And so now we take off the strips. Taking off the strips is really important. Take your time. Do not just snatch it off. When you remove it, you see how I'm pulling it in the direction that I have my hair laid? That's what you want to do. If you just pull it off in any old direction, it will undo that mold that you worked so hard to achieve. So just for this part, take your time and just peel it back slowly. Alright, once you have your strips off, throw them on the floor. I mean, if you want to, you can. But this is what we have now. It's molded up there pretty well. Yeah, I got a little piece sticking out on the side, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Now you want to take a fresh pack of your Marley braid hair, and I told you I was switching colors. I went from a 4 to a 2. This hair comes with 2 bundles, and I'm going to use them both. You keep them on the rubber bands. You don't need to cut them, don't need to feather them or anything. Just take them straight out the pack. Take that rubber band, wrap that rubber band around the miniature bun that you made. Here you can see that I've zoomed in so that you can see that. And then you take the other bundle and do the same thing. Now that you've got your Marley hair anchored to your miniature bun, now you just finagle with it and piddle with it to get it to look the way you want it to look. I use hairpins, a bunch of hairpins, and I just twisted and pinned and placed and tucked and pinned until I got it looking the way that I wanted it to look. Now I did most of my pinning on camera, but I did go off camera so that I could get in my good mirror and actually get a better view of what I was doing. But even off camera, I'm just tucking and pinning, and of course had to add a little edge control to lay the baby hairs. And here we go, a nice neat bun with practically no hair on my head. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you're feeling inspired and brave enough to try a good bun on yourself. Again, I'm a fan of a bun any day of the week. I think it's a great protective style, and this particular bun is super easy, super simple, and super inexpensive. And so here you see I've added a few accessories, headbands, of course. Like, I'm not adding accessories, I'm adding headbands. You can add just a little regular headband that goes across the front, add a little splash of color. You can also add a pretty scarf, and I'll show you a couple of ways that you can add a scarf to this. The first way, you want to take your scarf, fold it into a triangle, then fold that into a long tube, wrap it around the front, tie it in the back, and boom, there you go. Now, if you've had this bun up for a few days and the back is starting to roll up or come down, I got you on that one too. Take that same scarf, make that tube a little wider, and then wrap it from the back and tie it in the front. This is also kind of how I sleep with my bun. I take a satin scarf and just wrap it around the back, wrap the front, and then just tuck the tails in. And there you go, another cute little scarf and bun look. Alright, so that's been today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And also, let me know below what you think of this bun. Let me know in the comment section. So until next time, go where you're celebrated, not just tolerated. Be safe. Bye-bye.